No.
No.
I have a green four-leaf clover tattooed on my hand. It's faded, but it's there. I'm
Nice.
always
Good enough.
covered.
I got some green on here.
Hey,
That's about it.
it's okay. We're winners. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Curse on Dice. Today is Saturday, so we will be playing our Curse. Well, I just said Curse on Dice. I meant welcome back to Geeks on Dice. Anyway, yep. Today we'll be playing Curse on Dice Session 5. Last game, the group, for the most part, met Strahd and some of his gaggle of friends, and the not so friends, but they're aristocrats, so they had to be there. And Millie learned how to juggle. Dovan drank lots of wine. And Cydia got lost in a spiral library. She also found out some interesting news about her parents, who happened to not be her parents, supposedly,
I'm
according to this woman.
adopted.
Yeah, she's adopted, according to this lady. But we will see. So, for one last time, because after this session, if you watch session 6, then you already know who these people are. So, for today, for the last time, we'll introduce our characters one more time. Starting with Mikhail.
I will be playing Millie Sweetberry, a halfling rogue thief, now that we've hit level 3. Huzzah. She prefers to spend her time having fun and currently is enveloped in a few plots to ruin the life of a certain merchant. That's what I got today.
Matthew.
My name is Sana Mortui. I am a halfling wizard necromancer, and I am trying to bring my dead fiance back to life, but not as a zombie.
Jared, a.k.a. Dovan.
I'm playing as Dovan, the angry half-orc who's currently probably dealing with one of his worst hangovers that he's had in a long time. But yeah, he's really just wants to go prove he's the best. That's all I got.
And the slightly devastated Janna.
Yes. So I'm playing Sid, the human blood hunter. And I'm leaving my camera off today so you can't gaze upon my amazing expressions just because I'm not feeling too well and I'm probably going to be chilling on the couch out of view anyway. So, yeah.
All right. So where we last left off was right there where Sana found out about her parents, and she's having just a small discussion. So instead of carrying on that conversation, we're going to go ahead and say, well, I'll ask you, Janet, does Sid, I think I said Sana a minute ago, but I meant Sid. So, Janet, does Sid just, what does she do after she finds out that information? The lady has left. Marie has left after your discussion. She's gone, and you're still sitting in the library, I assume.
Yeah, so Sid's kind of in like a serious state of shock at this point. She doesn't even like know what to do. She's just kind of like sitting there blankly and with her mind racing and just trying to process everything that Marie told her.
Okay. Do you think she would get any sleep that night, or is she just up all night thinking about it or trying to read, distract herself? What exactly would she be doing? I know she's devastated, but
she'd probably try to sleep, but it would be one of those sleeps where you're just tossing and turning and having nightmares all night, so not a great sleep, but yeah.
Okay. Well, that's settled. So let's backpedal for a second real quick. Now, those of you that watched the last session, Matt included, you've seen that everybody kind of got to have their own conversation with Strahd. Except for Sana. So let's see how that would have went. So Sana, what would have happened is you wouldn't have heard, obviously, Strahd walking through the hall to go talk to Sid, but you would have heard the chit chat between him and Millie. You might even peeked out the door. You saw Dovan peeking out the door for a second. And then he came over to you, if I recall the order correctly, right after he took Millie downstairs somewhere.
Okay.
So you hear a knock on the door, and you answer the door. You see, again, a tall, pale man, long black hair, green half cape, red and purple robes. Green half cape, red purple robes, leather boots, the usual garb of what you think a vampire would wear, vampire royalty. But you don't exactly know who this man is.
But I know he's a vampire.
You could probably see his teeth when he opens his mouth to talk.
Yeah,
And
okay.
He says, "You are the second halfling. This makes you Shanna, correct?"
Yeah, that's me.
Could we have a slight discussion? I would like to talk to you and all of your friends before dinner tonight.
Sure. Come on in.
You come in, and I don't know if you remember the description of the rooms, but there's a bed and a table with some chairs and a couple candelabras, and pretty much every room has its own little fireplace and bookshelves with a few books on them.
Okay.
So he'd come in and he'd sit down at the table and gesture for you to sit with him.
Okay. I kind of just stay standing, but I lean against the chair.
Okay. He opens a sort of small pocketbook, and he looks through and says, "Shanna, you are trying to revive your betrothed, it seems. The one you intend to marry?"
How do you know that?
I have people that search all over, and the minute you stepped here, they begin finding information on all of you, on what it is you truly want. From the moment you arrived at Barovia, people were asking you questions to find information from me. So I could help you.
So could you tell me what demon killed my fiance?
This I do not have the information for. This you would have to talk to someone from the hells, I assume. My vast network of information gatherers is still limited.
Okay. So I guess then you know that I'm practicing necromancy to learn some way to bring my dead fiance back to life. Do you have some way to help me?
With a wide smile, he says, "From the time I was a child, I have been studying necromancy. And unlike you, I was a child a very, very long time ago, though I may not look it. Of course, we necromancers are always frowned upon and even looked on with disgust in some cases, if you have or have not noticed. I do not know what the world is like beyond the mist any longer. I do have something. I have some older spells that not many people may know."
My face lights up.
He smiles at that. He's watching for all your expressions to see if you're latching on to anything here, and he says, "There is a book with two very extensive, my own personal research on how to find out even those that are not magically adept to use for necromancy. I shall bring it to you at dinner."
That would be amazing. I'd love to learn them.
I can do just that.
That's incredible.
Despite what you may hear, what people may tell you, what others may believe, I am not this big evil monster out to destroy every person that walks the earth.
And why does everybody hate you?
Well, when Barovia came into my family's right, it was not taken easily. There was a war. There was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of killing. I happened to be the general of the army at the time. And when they want to make a monster from something, the names with the highest names in the chain of command are usually the ones dragged through the mud the most.
Okay.
And now, ever since then, adventurers, sometimes we bring groups of adventurers in to aid them, to bring them to our side for the day that we finally try to take back what is ours and bring Barovia back to the true world. I don't want to be trapped here any more than you do.
Can you tell me one more thing?
Of course. Ask anything.
What happens to the other adventurers that come here?
The ones that see fit to only try to fight and try to destroy myself and my allies, they usually meet a very grisly end.
You don't think there's a more peaceful solution to dealing with them? You just decide to kill them?
This discussion we're having right now is exactly that peaceful resolution you're speaking of. Is my form of reaching out and trying to gain allies and friends rather than foster more hatred and enemies, if you understand my meaning. This is not the first dinner in honor of our guests, of the outsiders.
What did they do? What did they do to have you kill them?
Many of them have tried to kill myself or companions of mine. I've had several groups of adventurers over the last millennia or so, that have agreed to join me and help me fight the ancient powers that landed us in this position. Some of them have even went to fight with me against the powers, and the powers killed them and banished me back here for further torment. Others have sought fit to try that these adventurers were traitors to their own humankind or whatever they may be. And they besieged war. And most of them did not win. I'm still standing. They are not.
Okay, so you brought us here for a reason. What do you need from us?
I believe the four of you that I've brought here this time, together, at some point, you will gather the true ability to be able to help, to aid me in sealing away the ancient powers, which will bring Barovia back to the mortal plane, and it will dispel the mists that trap us and kill all those that try to leap through it. It will help lift the curse on myself and all of the people in the land of Barovia.
Okay. I think that's enough. I don't think I have any more questions.
Very well.
I look forward to dinner, though.
It truly should be a show. We've hired a troupe of circus performers to aid. In fact, your friend Millie has seemed to taken to one of their jugglers quite well.
Oh, juggling sounds like something they would have a lot of fun with. Yeah.
Yes.
Right up their alley. I look forward to it. I'm probably not going to talk too much during dinner.
Okay. I will bring you your book. I will bring you that book in dinner.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so he leaves. The rest of the night ensues. Again, if you watched the last episode, you know what happens with the dinner. Strahd hands onto the book. Acrobats, Millie steals stuff because that's what Millie does. Sid's adopted. Dovan's drunk and passed out. Next morning, we'll go with Millie. You wake up in your bed in Castle Ravenloft. What's going through your mind when you wake up?
How do I get out of here? I'm pissing people off.
The woman standing next to your bed says, "You only need to eat breakfast, then you can leave."
It's very rude to not make yourself known when you're in.
I believe I just did.
Just give me the breakfast and get out. Out. Leave, please.
Breakfast will be served downstairs. And then she turns and leaves.
I don't want this place.
Dovan.
Yeah.
There are 3 people shaking you and trying to wake you up right now. And you wake up with a splitting headache in the most comfortable bed you've ever lain in.
Do I have that little stuffed animal still that you said from last time? Is that with me?
What was it, a stuffed bunny? Yes.
I believe so, yeah. Well, he's going to be very confused with that, assuming it was most likely Millie slipping it in. So he's going to plan some sort of revenge on her. But it's just kind of looking at the 3, shaking them. What?
Finally, an exhausted man says, "Oh, he's finally awake. Sir, they will be serving dinner downstairs. Also, Lord Strahd gave us this note for you." And he hands you a note. And the note says, "Don't forget your jar of stink after breakfast."
He's going to slightly chuckle to that. And he's going to make a comment. "Just mentioned breakfast before. I would have been right up." He's going to start getting up and heading to breakfast.
As you start charging out of the door, he says, "Breakfast is served downstairs in the dining hall," where he's gone.
Yeah, he just follows smell as best as he can.
Sana, after all that craziness of last night, what's your thoughts? I'm assuming you've flipped through your book a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn these spells and add them to my spell book. Also, I picked them out, just so you know which ones I picked out. So one is called Blindness, Deafness.
Okay.
And the other one is False Life, which are both necromancy spells.
False Life was probably the spell that made Strahd think of it for you.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you going to do first thing in the morning inside a giant luxurious castle, even though your room isn't as luxurious as Dovan's? Because Dovan's the only one that didn't lie about his name.
Do I still have Sherbert with me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So this is a little...
valiantly defended Sherbert against the cooks.
Oh, good. Yeah. So this is a little metagamey. But I know that myconids have something called rapport spores, which allow people to speak through their minds, basically. Through my time with Sherbert, have I learned about this ability? Or am I still unaware of it?
Yeah, I mean, you would know that the spores are the reason he can talk psychically.
Notice hearing other people's thoughts or like anything.
Do
you want me to roll for it or?
Just repeat the question. I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit.
Oh, just like yeah, just because like the rapport spores allow you to like speak to other people through your mind, basically.
Right.
Like a telepathic kind of power.
And
I was just wondering if like I have figured that out through like spending time with Sherbert.
Right.
You want me to like roll something for that or?
No. You've spent a little bit of time with Sherbert. You would realize that's how he's doing it. And you would probably even realize that if you're covered in the spores and one of your partners are covered in the spores, you can talk to each other psychically without ever talking.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to know if I knew that.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just check in with Sherbert and make sure Sherbert's doing okay.
Okay. So, Sid, you never said, did you try to sleep in the library or did you try to sleep in your actual room?
We'll say that she like started dozing off in the library and then she went back to her room. And
okay.
But she didn't get much sleep.
Okay, so yeah, after a long restless night, you wake up in a castle. in Castle Ravenloft. And you look around, you see all the books on the shelf there, and you see the books you've taken out of the library over the night, and probably most of yesterday. What do you do when you wake up?
So she'll kind of get herself ready, put her clothes on, and she's almost feeling kind of like hungover from the shock of it. She's a little lightheaded, and she'll wander out of the rooms, and she'll find Sana and Millie specifically, and then probably tell them about what happened.
Yeah, you all probably meet up in the hallway too, Sana, because I didn't say it. You probably would have heard Dovan getting up and marching out. Millie probably would have waited on Dovan because Dovan would have found it as an offense to not wait for him. I mean, unless you don't want to, Mikhail.
I'm considering
it. So yeah, you find the group kind of standing in the hallway waiting on you.
Yeah, so Sid's a little bit like disheveled, and she walks up to everyone and just kind of explains what Maria told her about her parents.
Oh my god. Are you okay?
Like, oh yeah, I think so. I mean, I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's a load of shit to be tossed on you all at once.
Yeah, it was a rough night.
How do you know it's the truth?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if she can prove it, then we'll see. But she did seem very honest. And they live in Vallaki, so she said that once we get there, we should go find her. So I'd like to do that and ask her a couple more questions.
Yeah, well, we got your back. We'll rough them up if we need to.
Thanks. I wish Irina was here.
Oh.
Not to be that guy, but they mentioned breakfast.
Dovan, you don't smell terrible. Did something happen?
He took the stink off of me. That's about all I can give you. It's in a jar.
Where's this jar?
I don't know. Don't know. But breakfast, guys. Breakfast.
Yeah. Sid's kind of nodding. She's like, yeah, I could use some food.
So you get downstairs to breakfast. Same dining hall you guys ate in last night, but now it's all cleaned up. There isn't a bunch of drunken aristocrats anymore. And there's no jugglers or acrobats or dancers or fire breathers or any of that fun, exciting stuff this morning. Just Strahd sitting, not in his throne type chair, but actually at one of the tables with Rictavio standing over, or not Rictavio, oh my god.
Who is
Rahadin. That's the way wrong NPC. That's way later. My bad. That's what I get for reading ahead. Rahadin is standing over his shoulder. And he's surrounded by some of the aristocrats from the night before. The dwarven descendant guy is not there, Millie. I know you're looking for him for his gold, but he's no longer there. But Marie, Kirill, and I believe one of you met a Darian Whitehall. I can't remember who. Or I might not have used him at all.
I believe that was Dovan. All I know him as is drunk friend. Okay.
So I never wrote that down because I'm dumb. But yeah. So they're all sitting there, along with V is sitting at the table, not eating anything because he's a skeleton. There's a woman in a purple cloak with the I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. The logo from the adventuring group, or not the adventuring group, the entertainment group last night. There's a man, a very pale man with slick back black hair, sitting at the table. And just a couple other people. Blonde guy here, redhead woman there, And they all look up at you, and Strahd greets you with a good morning. Would you like breakfast? When you look down, there's waffles and pancakes and toast and eggs and ham and fruit of all kinds. And
This place looks a lot more ominous without the jugglers.
he looks up.
Why?
I suppose it would.
Maybe a different interior decorator.
We don't have too many of those. Not exactly a booming business around here, if you know what I mean. So he invites you guys to sit down and eat and drink and get your day started.
Sid just starts digging in probably a way that would rival Dovan.
That's saying something.
Yeah, right.
And there is a
Pretty apprehensive about this place and is eating enough, but still fairly sparingly.
I have
there
like
is
a whole plate of like hash browns.
nice.
I've just like stacked it like with a big pile of hash browns.
That's
Just
not
a
weird.
Mountain. Sana eats it all too.
Oh yeah, all
You
over.
want some food with those potatoes?
There's no time for second breakfast, so but there's also like they have juices and milks and stuff like that. But there's also a low alcohol breakfast wine.
Cordial?
Hmm.
It's fancy.
Yeah, Sid'll go for that too.
Okay. You said every once in a while when you look up from your food, you see Marie looking at you with. She's smiling, but her eyes say sadness or pity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sid's kind of pitiful right now, so that's understandable.
And there's just kind of this low murmuring, chatting. Not like secret keeping, but like it's early and nobody wants to hear shouting right now.
All right.
And Darian gets up and he walks over and he sits next to Dovan and he says, "Hey, how much of this breakfast wine do you think we can put away?"
Oh God.
Challenge accepted. I'm gonna pull up my mug that I got, fill her up.
He goes, team, get the servants to bring us more of this cheap wine. No, don't argue with me. Bring it here. And then like 3 servants walk up with more bottles of that wine. You guys just start drinking them. And Strahd just starts shaking his head.
You know, Darian, I like you. I like you.
I like you too.
What happened to your hand?
Huh?
Because, he cut himself in the blood right, but Dovan would not have remembered that.
Oh, okay, yeah. He goes, yeah, drunken idiot stuff. It's okay.
No, okay.
Billy mumbles something about says the people who are about to start drinking again.
It's
Okay.
like fighting fire with fire. You fight drunkenness with alcohol.
Right. Fight alcoholism with alcohol. That's how it works.
Sounds like a loose.
Okay, so you guys are nearing being done eating breakfast. And Strahd gives a nod. And pretty much everybody on the table but Darian stand up and they begin walking out. And they all take a right out of the door. Rahadin walks a little bit away, but he just goes and stands at the end of the door and he glares at you, Sid.
Wow.
At you specifically.
She glares back at him with like a mouthful of food.
Like still chewing.
Yeah, exactly.
So Strahd walks over and he puts his hand on your shoulder. He says, "Cydia, come with us. The rest of you stay here and enjoy your meal."
So she kind of like looks at the rest of her group kind of fearfully and then slowly gets up and kind of stiffly walks behind Strahd.
And Rahadin stays in the room. But Cydia, you see all the other people walking ahead of you guys, and Strahd leads you. Says, "Don't worry, you are in no danger. I have not given you any reason to be afraid of me yet, have I?"
I guess not.
I guess the force field keeping you in may have been a little much.
Yeah, I mean, you're a little intimidating, I'd say.
Vampire, it happens. So he leads you down the hallway and into a door that you didn't even notice when Rahadin was showing you around. He opens it up, and there's this large round table. And he, as you walk in, he says, "Sit here," and he points to a chair next to, in between Marie and Kirill. I have to keep looking at their names. And he says, "Just observe what goes on for a while." And for the next hour and a half, it is a while, they're just sitting there. They're discussing finances, the rise and fall in price of textiles, how much farming has been able to be done, how much crops they've been able to gather, how much livestock they've moved, where all the coins are, because there's only a limited amount of coins here. They're trying to keep note of where they're all going, what it's all being spent on. A lot of like trade secret stuff, kind of merchant kind of stuff.
So like after a long night of not sleeping and a huge meal, Sid's just like starting to doze off a little bit at this.
And every once in a while you get a little nudge by either Kirill or Maria. Hey, you're supposed to stay awake.
She just like blinks, like, oh, I'm sorry.
And finally, a man knocks on the door and kind of slips in. And Strahd continues to a plump, short man with white hair who was going on and on about clothing sales and who's buying what again. And the man slips over and hands Strahd a note. He nods and he points over at Marie. And Marie takes it over. And she reads it. And then she nods. And then she hands you the paper, says, "Don't open it just yet. Just wait a minute."
Oh, okay.
So after the man leaves, another probably 20 minutes goes on. And Strahd goes, "Enough of that. We've bored our poor guest of honor." Look over, and that like wakes you up, Sid.
Yeah, definitely.
And he stands up and he says, "Cydia, do you know what this group of people here are?"
Sorry, you cut out there.
He says, "Cydia, do you know who this group of people gathered with us are?"
She kind of glances around and she says, "Oh, well, there's Maria, and I mean, you're Strahd, and there's the other guy."
He goes, "Well, yes, there's that much. These people around you are essentially the elite of the aristocracy. You have been invited into this room because we found out late last night, and that paper currently in your hand confirms the information that we gathered overnight. You are the descendant of the Mordenheim family, which in the greater Ravenloft country is a family of great prominence. You are the only heir here, therefore you have a right to this panel, to this court. Cydia, your father is a man of importance. His name, I lost it, is Namir Mordenheim. He is the son of Godric Mordenheim and his wife Rena. which makes you their granddaughter. A very important and interesting family. Family of inventors, people of science.
So Sid's just kind of like nodding along and with her eyes quite wide open and kind of like wringing her hands nervously.
He says, if you'll open the paper, and when you open the paper, you see it's kind of like a family tree, and it comes directly from a courthouse of Vallaki. And it does, in fact, show Godric Mordenheim married to Rena Zarkin, or Zolkin, sorry. Together they have one child, Namir Mordenheim. They have two children, Cydia. Or, sorry, not together. They have Cydia. There's a branch off of Namir that says Cydia, mother unknown. And a brother named Mirren. So you have a brother named Mirren Mordenheim.
It just blinks and she's like, I have a brother?
Not here in Barovia, but you do, in fact, have a brother. We could not trace who your mother was. It appears she is from outside of Ravenloft and Barovia altogether.
So did they just abandon me? What happened when I was a baby?
It appears your father helped your mother conceive you outside of the mist. Your mother has never been to Barovia, therefore she is freely outside on the mortal plane.
And she's may be still alive somewhere?
A strong possibility, yes.
Well, that's a lot to take in.
I understand this may be much, but we felt it would be important for you to be here, as you are from a prominent family. It is your right. I am sorry, I know it is a bit boring first thing in the morning.
She's just kind of like staring at this paper very intently.
That copy of the paper is yours to keep. We have a few copies in storage and records.
Okay.
But that will be all from us. If you and your friends wish to leave, you can. If you wish to stay for a while longer, I will not object. Your family is essentially aristocracy itself. You're always welcome here in Castle Ravenloft. You will always have friends here. And the rest of the group nod. And then Maria says, I'll be leaving for Vallaki very soon. And Creel will nod and say, so will I.
So Sid nods and she's like, I think I'd like to go to Vallaki with you.
You can travel with us. Just you and your friends wait a while. We have what, Strahd, about another hour's worth of work? And he nods. About another hour we'll all leave by carriage.
And my real dad, where is he?
We are looking into that currently.
Okay. So Sid just kind of like gets up awkwardly and gets up and leaves the room.
Okay. Okay. So it's been almost 2 hours. I'm sure you guys didn't sit, or did you just sit at that table that whole time with Rahadin staring at you guys?
Dovan probably would have just eaten and trying to beat Darrigan out on this drinking competition.
You guys are drinking, and you have to pee, but you're not getting drunk.
They just keep going, pounding as much as they can.
What about you and Sid and Sana? Do Do you guys get up and like search the room? Do you wander the hallways for a while?
I'll search the room.
Okay.
Take a little walk around.
You find a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. There's Strahd's chair. You can probably try it out. It's really comfortable. When you sit in Strahd's chair, there's a door to your left and a door to your right. That you only notice from this angle that you can actually see the handles to open, because they're like these long panels that open up. They're servant hallways and stairways. Search around. There's probably like food crumbs that were missed from last night, especially in this one particular spot. You're pretty sure Dovan was sitting in yesterday. You find like a silver coin like tucked under a bench.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, yay for silver.
Tuck that away.
What about Millie? 'Cause I'm sure Millie would get very frustrated with all the waiting.
Yeah, Millie would probably try to go back to her room.
Yeah, you can go back to your room. You're not being held here.
And then
hostage or
on her
anything.
way back to her room, sneak into Dovan's room and try and find that jar.
There's a purple glass jar sitting on the end table next to Dovan's bed. It's the only obvious jar in the room. You assume that's probably it.
I'm gonna tuck that away.
Yeah, you're not even gonna have to roll for that. It's like, okay, so add that to.
Nosy my way back to the food hall slowly, just kind of looking around idly to see if anything catches my eye.
Okay, you can add that to your inventory. 1 jar of Dovan stink. It's a very unique item.
Yeah, high price for that. High price.
I already have a plan for it.
What's that?
I already have a plan for this.
I'm sure you do.
I'm excited.
When you give troublemakers the wrong things. Okay. So, a lot of time passes, and Sid kind of walks past the door, absentmindedly staring at this blank piece of paper, or at this piece of paper, not blank. With, like lines and pictures and names on it. You guys just see her walk past.
Okay.
See who walked past? Sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Yeah, Sid walks past the door holding the piece of paper absentmindedly.
Oh, I'll follow her. If I'm back to the area by then.
Okay, so Sid, Millie's following you.
Well, I assume Sid would never know that because Millie is like a cat and just doesn't make any sound.
Dun, 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 dun. You okay there?
So Sid jumps like a mile into the air and she's like, "Oh, Millie, oh hi. Hi, yeah, I'm okay now, I guess. I don't know. I guess I'm some important heiress to like some aristocrat family, or I don't know. It's all very new.
Does that mean you have money?
I guess so.
You should look into that.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like the time, I guess.
The bright side of these things. Try to enjoy them.
So Sid kind of like returns to everyone in a group and she's like, so what should we do now? I mean, do we leave? Do we go to Balaki to meet up with Irina?
You did just secure a ride with Marie.
Yeah, I'll mention that to them too.
Are we to assume they made it to Valaki safely, though?
Should we stop by the windmill before we go, maybe?
We could do that. I wouldn't mind grabbing a couple pies.
Dovan's always down for pie.
All right.
So what's the plan? We walking or we riding?
Well, will Maria do a detour?
Past that specific route.
What's that?
We could try to get them to take us by that specific route.
Yeah, the road to Valaki goes right past the windmill. You guys were on the road to Valaki, if you recall.
Maybe they could just stop for us so we take a quick stop there.
Maybe Strahd has like some giant bats we can ride.
You've got a text message. Text message.
And that's funnier than you know because my character in his last campaign had a pet giant bat.
Oh, nice.
Charles.
Charles the bat.
Charles is pretty great.
Oh, Charles.
Yeah, let's see if Strahd has any Charleses.
Charles is... There's only one Charles. Damn it.
Only one Charles.
I mean, you could ask him. Sid could probably tell you that they'll be done with whatever they're doing in about an hour or so.
Okay.
Yep, she'd say that.
Instead of asking Strahd, I'm gonna ask one of like the servants if I see a servant walking around.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Rahadin's standing right there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask them if there are any like mounts or any way of like traveling.
He looks at you with this. It goes from like glaring at Sid to looks at you with the smile, Sana.
Okay.
And he says, "We have many mounts. We have horses. For the smaller folk like you, we have ponies.
Oh, get a pony.
We also have some rams if you need to go up the mountains. They're quite large. But we do not have any flying bats. We don't have giant bats. That's just another common misconception.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that racist?
A little, but it's okay.
Oh,
I'll let it slide.
I didn't.
This is not his voice. What the hell happened?
Well, it would be great if you could lend us some rams or horses.
You would. We have more horses than rams, so. Are you sure that you and Miss Sweetberry wouldn't rather a pony? They're quite smaller.
Did someone say a pony?
I think a ram seems pretty cool.
What's a ram?
It's like a
It's
cool pony.
It's like a sheep with horns,
With horns. Oh.
or a goat. It would be more accurate.
Goats smell bad.
True. But horses don't smell the best either. And pigs do not smell well either, but they're fun to eat.
Oh boy. Do you mind if we visit the stable?
Don't give me that, Rahadin. You don't eat pigs.
He says, "You don't know that." He says, "But yes, you're welcome to look at the stables for sure. Absolutely," he would say, not for sure. Damn modern talking.
All right, I'll go to the stables and I'm gonna check out some of these animals.
All right, the rest of you guys going to the stables as well?
Dovan's going to ask if there's any sort of armory nearby. Weaponry or anything. You can go and take a ponder at.
Rahadin would inform you that there used to be an armory, but it's long since been out of commission. Any weapons or armor that were there are now rusted and worn, and basically no good to anybody.
Damn. Yeah, we'll follow Sana to the stables.
Okay.
I'll look at Rahadin. You have access to a piece of parchment and something to write something down with.
What's that?
I'm asking Rahadin for a piece of parchment and something to write something down with. Charcoal, pen and ink, doesn't matter.
You're asking for a piece of parchment? I could do that. Yes.
I use the charcoal to write something down on it too, please.
We have quills
That will work.
and ink even, and he'll nod to a servant out in the hall. They'll run off because they overheard you and come back with just like a stack of parchments, like a stack of rolled parchments. There's 5 or 6 in it, and a bottle of ink and a quill on top. He says, "You can keep it. We don't use this as much anymore."
Thank you. You're not as bad as you sound all the time.
Interesting. And then he'll lead Sana away with Dovan. What about Sid? Sid just sitting there.
She's going to go back to her room for a short moment before going to meet him at the stables and write down a note on the piece of parchment that says, "You didn't send Igor after me. Winky face." We'll tie it up with string and stick it under my pillow in that room and go back.
Nice. What about Sid and all this? Is she just sitting there contemplating her whole life, or?
She's contemplating her life, but also contemplating why we're not just taking the free ride. But she'll follow to the stables just to see what everyone's up to.
Okay.
It's not like they're getting these horses back.
I hope Rahadin heard that.
I didn't say that out loud.
Rahadin knows you're thinking it, though. He just knows.
Well, that's what I think about things.
Don't forget, these guys have tons of information on all of you, all right? They know what you do, Millie. So, I don't know why they let you in the castle.
Poor decision making, really.
It really was. But yeah, they take you out, and there's 5 beautiful horses. There's 2 brown ones, 2 black ones, one that's like that gray and white peppered look. There's 2 gray ponies that you're pretty sure aren't actually ponies, but donkeys. There's 3 very large rams that are almost the same size as the horses. They're insanely large.
Nice.
In the stable, there's also goats and pigs and stuff. So
I'm gonna run over to one of the rams. I'm gonna become best friends with one of the rams.
Rahadin lets out an audible sigh and says, Get a saddle for one of the rams. Yes, I know she's small. Get the saddle for the ram." And a servant like reluctantly goes and grabs a saddle, and she like, as she's trying to get the saddle on, she's like leaning away, throwing it up on, and then like ducking away, and then like trying to clip it under its belly and running out of the stable.
Oh boy. Okay. What's the name of this one?
We call that one Kicker.
Why do you call it Kicker?
Go in there and find out.
I run in.
Dovan is just gonna watch all of this happen.
I'm gonna go in with like food if there's any like there's a carrot or like an apple or something I can give to it.
There's definitely apples and oats sitting off to the side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go and give it like a fresh apple.
It'll look at you. Let out a bah. I'm not good at animal noises. And eats it. Where you just like pet its neck.
Yeah, I just kind of like stroke it and like stare at it deeply into its eyes.
It looks at you longingly.
Okay. And I climb up to that.
Okay.
Try handling.
Make an animal handling check.
All right.
DC 16.
Okay. Oh yeah, 19.
Yeah, you climb on without any issue. Even Rahadin looks slightly. He tries not to show it, but it's just for a brief second. You see he's impressed.
I look back and I'm suddenly wearing a pair of sunglasses.
They just come spinning out of nowhere, land on your face. Thug life's written underneath you.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's some crazy use of prestidigitation. I can't say the word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Minor illusion. A pair of sunglasses onto myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
What about Millie? What animal are you picking here?
Definitely a pony.
Definitely a pony.
Definitely
Okay.
a pony.
Okay, you don't have to make a check on a pony. They're pretty damn tame. They are not named Kicker.
I will call you Buttercup.
No, his name is Liquor.
What her cup?
I think Dovan's would be named Liquor.
Oh yeah.
Rahadin says, no, that pony's name is Daffodil.
It'll figure it out eventually.
Dovan, I'm assuming a horse or a goat, right? Are you trying to ride a tiny-ass pony?
I'd feel so bad for that pony. But no, he's got to kind of prove himself, seeing that Shanna could get a ram. He's going to go for a ram as well.
Rahadin, just another audible sign, says, go get another goat saddle, a ram saddle. Once again, servant goes and gets the saddle, but this time isn't like shrinking away from the goat. Throws a saddle on and attaches it and everything. So when you climb on it, go ahead and make an animal handling check on this as well.
Channel that animal.
Handle that animal. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, so you climb on it, and the saddle slides to the side, and you fall off. At the first time it moves its leg.
Just gonna get a grunt. Just, ugh.
Rahadin looks at you and says, there's no alcohol in that breakfast wine.
Dovan, do you want some help? I can help you.
Shanna, just stop. I got this.
Be sure about that, Dovan.
And then he says,
We don't have time for you, Millie.
He says to one of the large male servants, just help him onto the goat.
At least the goat doesn't have to worry about you sneaking.
And he walks over and he like puts his hands down. He's like, all right, I'll lift you up onto the ram.
He's gonna kind of grudgingly accepts the help.
Lifts you up, and this time there's not much of an issue. You don't feel quite as sure as you would on a regular horse, but you're on the ram.
Yeah.
Sid, pony, horse, or goat?
I think Sid has never ridden anything before, so she's kind of apprehensive about this. She's like, "Oh, guys, can't I just go with Marie and them?" Like,
If
what?
you want to be boring.
Rahadin rolls his eyes.
Rahadin, what's your problem with me?
You're
He says,
being
what's that?
Nick.
He says, I have no problem, ma'am. I
You've been
don't know what
glaring
you
at
mean."
me all morning.
Nonsense. Not to mean to call you a liar, ma'am.
She just like narrows her eyes at him and looks back at the stable. She's like, "Well, I guess I don't."
Roll insight real quick.
All right. Let's see here. Insight. That's pretty good. That's 18.
You notice that he has started calling you ma'am, which is something he did not call you the night before.
Okay, maybe he's jelly. All right. She takes a note of that and doesn't address him further.
So you're taking a pony?
Sid'll take a horse.
Or are you gonna ride with Marie?
Maybe she'll just like so everyone else, like, what is the plan? Are we gonna ride like alongside these people? Or are we going off on like our own grand adventure? Like what's the plan?
I was thinking we would just ride alongside them. I just thought it'd be like less cumbersome. We had our own.
Just like,
Plus, a lot more fun.
like it's a pony.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So yeah.
I don't see what your problem is.
Okay, so yeah, Sid will ride along too on a horse. Because she's not tiny.
Okay, just make an animal handling check. DC 10 for a horse.
Okay.
Very, very low. Very easy. The Rams are kind of assholes, so, you know.
Come on.
Ooh, natch 20.
Ooh.
Never
Yeah,
read
so you ride the shit out of that horse, did you?
Sid is just a natural. She's like, whoa, what?
See,
This
you
is-
do have noble blood. You
This
know what you do.
feels so normal. I feel like I was born to do this. All right.
Rahadin just walks away mumbling to himself.
Good.
Hey, we should have a quick race before we have to leave.
Mm.
You guys want to race our mounts?
I don't think Bunker Cup likes racing.
Are we racing mounts? We can do this. There's a way to do it.
Hey?
What's that?
Yeah,
What
I
are the
guess-
stakes? Make it interesting.
Whoever comes in last has to walk.
I'm just going to judge.
How about whoever wins gets to decide what they get to do with Sherbert?
No!
Ooh, I like that.
Sherbert is my friend.
Ooh.
What does Sherbert think of this?
Sherbert shoots out of the sword and says, "Ah!"
See, that was a scream of joy. He'll be fine.
And then another poof, and it says, "Not!" And another poof, "Nice!"
I'm pretty sure Skynet just killed him.
I turned his volume down a little bit. So yeah, whenever we need a dying robot sound, just gotta have Jared turn his mic on.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I think it's my headset. But
So are you racing for the fate of Sherbert?
I'm down to race.
Something else.
Look who's backing out now that the stakes are high.
Too high for anybody.
Friendly wager of a 1 gold piece I'll throw in if anybody wants to match for this race.
Yeah, Sid'll take those odds because she's on a freaking horse.
I'll put that in.
You look over, you see the
Someone needs to keep an eye on Millie, though.
Her acute disadvantage, and we'll just be in touch.
So the race is to the top of the castle.
Wait, what?
race to where?
The race is to the top of the castle.
Like up the wall?
Yeah, we just I mean, I'm sure you guys can use the stairs.
I don't think anyone in the
You want to
castle-
race through the castle?
Yeah, let's race to the top floor of the castle.
I don't want to do that.
Whoever gets there first wins all the gold.
You see the servants are all exchanging copper pieces, and then when you say race to the top of the castle, they look up at you like, "Give me back my copper." No, I don't want to be a part of this.
The hell, I'll win some gold. Make some people mad, I suppose.
Yeah, Sid's gonna bow out of this. It's like, guys, they just gave us like a nice meal, and now you're gonna go trash the inside of the castle. I don't. And Strahd's like gonna murder you. It doesn't seem like
How high
a
is
great
the
idea.
castle wall, out of curiosity?
What's that?
How high is the castle wall?
Oh hell, I never looked it up. Should be at least a few hundred feet, I think. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, somewhere around 120 feet, I think it is.
Jesus. It was
It's
a
fine.
little bit shorter. I would have considered just climbing it to win the race. But no, I'll stay out of the race.
You guys are lame. We probably won't have enough time anyways.
It's up to you guys. We can do this.
Does that mean you're forfeiting, Sana? Do I get the gold pieces?
The 1 gold piece?
Yeah.
I think the race in general is bigger. Maybe we could like race around the castle. You guys want to just race around the castle?
Yeah, that's way
I'd
more
be down for that.
reasonable.
I have to pull out the book, see how long the castle is. That's 50, and then say about 250 feet. Okay. So we can try and do this. All right. So who all's racing? Just 2 goat riders?
I believe so. I don't know. Any of you guys want to race as well? Anyone
I'll
else?
just act as a finishing line.
Millie will just hold on to the gold.
Probably
Sid
the worst
will race
idea. But
around. Sid will race if it's just like the outside of the castle.
Yeah, okay, we can do that. So you guys line up, and now the servants are exchanging coins again. They're all
Billy
handing
stands
to
a
one
little
person.
bit in front of him, just on your mark. It's set. Don't you fucking do that, Dovan. Oh,
flips you off.
Okay, so here's how animal handling races go. It takes a little bit, but essentially, every round, you're all going to roll an animal handling check. If you succeed on the DC, you move the allotted feet. The rams are 60. These giant rams, in particular, are 60 feet of movement. The horse is 50. Okay. The horse also has a little bit lower DC here. The ram's DC to move will be 14. The horses will be 12.
Oh
Okay.
dang.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
let me write down how far you've all gone. Goal was 250. Okay. First round, go ahead and roll. Animal handling check.
I got 14.
Got an 18.
I got 17.
Okay. Also, if you guys want to try to cheat, you're rounding the first corner, so you can do that now if you wanted.
I use my sniffle stick on whoever is
Dovan is right neck and neck with you as you round the corner. Sid is just behind you. Are you using
Ah, shit.
the sniffle stick on him or on the horse?
on his ram.
Oh wait, you can do 1d4 plus 1 creature, so you can get them both, no matter what. So
I get them both.
Dovan and the ram both need to roll Constitution checks.
Okay, we got this.
I know. I'm gonna roll the ram and the horse.
What's that?
I'm gonna aim at the ram and the horse.
Okay, roll your d4 just to make sure you can get both of them.
How close do you have to be for that, Matt?
I don't know what the range is. I think it's like 3 times C.
It's like 30 feet or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got 1, 3.
What's that?
I rolled a 1 and a 3 for my D4.
Okay, so you can target 4 creatures, so you can hit Dovan, Sid, and both their mounts.
Alright, I'm just gonna aim them out because I don't want them to suspect anything. If both
Okay.
mounts-
Well, the ram failed. What's your spell save DC?
Mine?
Yeah.
Okay. $13.
13? Okay. Well, the horse saves. So, Dovan, your ram loses 10 feet of movement on the next turn because it can't stop sneezing. Okay, second round. You guys go ahead and roll.
All right. Did I have to make a save for that?
What's that? Yeah.
Uh,
What'd you get, Sana?
I got 14.
Yeah, you got
Four-
it.
14 is what I'm trying to beat.
Oh no.
You're trying to beat 12, I think it was.
Another lap.
What kind of save is it?
Animal
Oh,
handling.
I'm
check.
these though.
You what?
Animal
I'm
handling
not
check.
You don't have to do a saving throw.
Oh, you're not sneezing me?
No, I was just aiming at your horse.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
so animal handling. All right, that's not great. That's a 5, but I'd like to use my inspiration.
Go ahead.
All right. Ooh, that's way better. Okay, so that is 19.
Yep. What about Dovan? What did you get?
I got 12. Sorry, I was muted.
All right. So your ram is running, but due to the sneezing, it's just not gaining any ground on anybody.
Yeah.
So Sana starts pulling away. It goes past you. Does anyone want to do anything? Or do you want to just roll the next round?
I don't believe I have anything. Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
I'm good too. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
What about Sid? Is Sid gonna cheat?
Pardon?
Is Sid gonna cheat?
No, Sid's not a cheater. She plays it by the books.
By the way, Millie, this would have been a good time for your jar of stink.
I thought about it, but there's specific targets.
Yeah, I bet there is a specific target. Okay, so go ahead and roll the next round.
That's better. That's 16.
I got a dirty 20.
30-20. Sana?
I got 8, but I'm gonna use my inspiration. And I got worse, so 8.
What's that?
I got worse, so I guess 8. I didn't make it.
Your cheating ways have not prevailed. Dovan catches up to you.
Oh,
Nonetheless.
Am I able to get right up beside Sana?
Yep, Sid passes you actually, Sana.
Oh, dang.
oh.
Laps around the corner. As you're right on her tail, but she just passed you. Okay. Anyone want to do anything now? You are within arm's reach, Dovan.
Hmm. No, I won't do anything. I was thinking about slapping his ram, but I don't want that to help the ram. Yeah, I won't do anything.
Okay. Dovan's ram sneezes in your ram's face for a second. Okay, go ahead and roll the next round. Making me sneeze, damn sniffle stick.
I got a 13.
I got a 9.
16.
Dang it.
Okay. So only one of you moved on that one? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yep.
So essentially you guys have slowed down to a trot and you're just arguing back and forth.
I think our rams are like in love with each other.
Right? Sneezing is a sign of affection.
They just start gazing into each other's eyes.
So Sid, you lap yet another corner of the castle.
Sid's
You don't
just
see
like
anyone behind
really
you.
getting the hang of it.
That natural 20 really is showing itself.
Right? They couldn't have came at a better time too.
Hmm.
All right, so last round, possibly.
Okay.
Let's see. Not as great. 13.
No!
Same, I got a 13.
Got an 8.
You guys are still stuck on the second corner, and your rams are just fully stopped at this point. Millie, you know that when they took off, Shanna and Dovan just flying past Sid. But you only see Sid lap the corner and come running down and cross the finish line.
Wasn't much of a race. Where are the other two? Did you shoot them?
Nah, they just can't keep up with me, because apparently I'm really good at riding horses.
Dang it. I was
Now
so
pay up.
confident.
Sir Thomas?
Pay the wealthy aristocrat, you plebeians.
Alright, I walk up to Sid and I say, open up your bag of holding.
Sid does not trust that whatsoever, and instead waits for the gold to appear in Sana's hand.
Dang it. Alright, I just take out a real gold coin and put it in your hand.
Yeah.
I was gonna use minor illusion to
I
drop
knew
a gold.
exactly what you were gonna do.
While you guys are doing this whole thing, can I try and slip those books that I jacked last time into Sid's backpack without her noticing?
Absolutely, you can try. Try sleight of hand. Is this while she's there, or did Sid leave her book behind, or books behind, or bags?
That depends. If she left her books behind, then I would do it then. If she had them on it, I would do it while she was talking to these two.
Yep, that's why I'm asking Sid.
I always have my bag on me.
Okay, so yeah, sleight of hand.
Is that a perception check for me?
Yeah, against your perception.
Say 24.
Yeah, you fooled me.
So Sid doesn't even notice. You just
Hidden gifts are hidden gifts.
Hey, could be worse.
it'd be interesting finding that in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the bag of holding, just like your normal bags.
Oh, her normal backpack.
yeah. I'd say Sid has a couple bags, so that
Okay.
works.
She's more focused on her actual gold bag at the moment, and Sana trying to swindle her.
Yep. She just
So-
holds out her hand expectantly to Dovan as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dovan.
Very sad and grudgingly digs for his money.
Nice. All right. And the rich get richer.
How are the other aristocrats feeling at this point with the buffoonery that is causing them to wait?
This is the point when Marie, V, and Kirill are walking up to you guys, and there's a carriage. Like you can hear the carriage trot along the cobblestone around the corner. Marie says, "That was quite a display. Marie, you left them quite in the dust, as they say, huh?"
So Sid's just like, yeah, I just was blowing off some steam.
I can imagine. I hope your friends didn't let you win, on the count of all the news you've gotten in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Thought she needed a win, so
Sid just rolls her eyes.
Indeed.
Millie will pat the back of, I guess Dovan's really huge, so, the back of his calf, essentially, just, there, Dovan. Sure you did. Sure you did.
gonna turn to her. She took my money. Sad, just kind of walks away.
Aw.
Dovan's trying to keep his face away as he's crying.
No one can see. Pulls out the little bunny. It's okay. We'll get him next time.
You need to name that thing.
He's taken a liking. He's gonna call it Hops. Hoppy. There we go.
Happy?
Hoppy's a
Yep.
bunny. Hoppy like his favorite.
The new mascot. It changes every session.
We have so
Seems
many
to have.
mascots.
Okay. Now that I can breathe again, Marie sees you on the horse. She says, "Well, I take it you'll be riding instead of riding in the carriage."
Yeah, I mean this is kind of a good skill to learn, right?
Indeed, it is. I rode in my youth quite often.
Hmm. But yeah, we're planning. We'll stick close by, but we want to make a little detour to a windmill.
Kirill and Marie look at each other. They look back, and V says, "Yes, there's some very nice people at that windmill. I don't know why they brought me here. I was collecting eggs, and now I'm here." They both look at V. It's because you're part of the aristocracy. You're an idiot.
Oh.
You can't be mad at the man. He literally has no brains in his skull.
Kirill says, "You have a point."
It's not his fault.
And V says, "Yeah, I lost my mind," and sticks his finger through the hole in the skull.
Entertaining every time.
It's never gonna get old. All right, let's turn off. There we go. Random noises. So yeah. With a nod, Marie turns around. She says, "The carriage is waiting for us." And the three of them walk over, and they all sit in the carriage. And you guys follow the carriage. It takes a few hours, but it's less time than you would have thought. The sun is kind of starting to set. As you finally approach the windmill. You don't see anyone, but the animals are all there, you know. So, what do you guys do when you come up to the windmill, the farm area, anyway?
You can see if there are any pies in the windows. Cooling.
There are no pies in the windows, but you definitely smell fresh pie inside.
Dovan's gonna go find pie.
As is the recurring theme, Lily's not usually accepting of people who are nice for seemingly no reason. So she's actually going to kind of try and go up fairly sneakily to see if Irina and them are still there, and if they're not, just head back.
Okay. So, Dovan, when you come up, do you just bust through the door, or do you knock on the door politely? What does Dovan do?
Yeah, Dovan's not polite. Dovan will just kind of come in looking for pie.
Okay. Yeah, you find Sally's just standing there, transporting pies over. She's like wiping the sweat off her brow. She's, "Oh, Dovan! I take it your friends are here with you."
Yeah, do you have pie?
She points to, like, there's a counter full of pies. She says, "I've just got done making the meat pies for this evening."
Kind of blow her off. They're out there, and just walks to the pies.
Yeah, you eat these pies. You can't place exactly the taste, but there's some kind of spice or something in it that's throwing you off. But it's some of the most delicious meat pie you've ever eaten in your life. And Sally walks outside and notices a carriage and these giant rams and horses, and with wide eyes, she looks around. She's Millie sneaking across the wall. She's like, "What are you doing?"
Well, look at this nice stonework. Real sturdy, real sturdy. Good job building this windmill.
And
she'll just kind of start walking back to the horses, just.
She's like, "Okay," and walks over to the carriage to see who's inside, knocks on the carriage, and the three rich people look out, and she's, "Oh, okay, blah, blah, blah." Talks to them for a minute. "Cecilia!"
Yeah, yes?
"Your friends left but yesterday. Shortly after your friends left shortly after you did, heading for, what was it, Valaki?"
Oh, good. Okay, we'll go meet them there.
"They said to meet you at the first tavern on the right."
Wait, you said she went to the carriages?
Yeah, she went to the carriages because like the
Anybody
carriage.
in that main room with the chests right now?
What's that?
Like, if I had been walking on the way back to the carriages, would I have been able to see if there was anyone in that main room where those chests were?
Dovan eating pies.
I might actually nosy that way instead.
Okay, so she walks off to the carriage. You mosey over to the pies, or over to the pie room, and the chests. Hold on, I gotta pull out the schematic.
Millie, I'll keep watch if you split it, whatever's in the chest.
Chests don't look too fucking obvious. Eat your damn pies.
Oh,
You know
Fine.
that you're not a good actor, but you're a real good eater.
I can't argue with that.
Hold on, I gotta find the page here. It's right after this chapter. That's a creepy picture. That's what you guys want to hear, right?
Of course.
Where is it? 25. I should have that memorized by now. Okay. Nope, that's not right. There we go. No, I'm trying to see. Yeah, there's two chests side by side. One on the left, one on the right. Which one? The one on the left is padlocked. The one on the right is not.
One on the left.
The padlocked one?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
First,
Go
she's
ahead.
gonna look it over to make sure it doesn't have any like traps on it.
And you have a lockpicking set on you, right? You're a thief.
Yeah, I have my thieves tools.
Okay, so just make a dexterity check with advantage.
Isn't it with proficiency, not advantage?
Oh yeah, proficiency. I'm sorry. I don't get to do these kind of skill checks very often.
16 plus 5, 21.
Okay, you pop it open. When you open it, dozens of frogs start jumping out and ribbiting and all over the place, and they're going all over the room, and they're starting to pour outside, and it just seems endless. There are hundreds of frogs all over in this room now.
Dovan's gonna grab pies and leave. Just not even commenting. He's just walking out.
Oh dear. Yeah, Millie.
Hearing the croaking, Sally says, "What the hell?" and turns around and starts running back towards the...
Millie is going to use Dovan as cover on the way back.
Roll stealth with advantage because of Dovan as your cover.
Oh, thank God for advantage. Holy shit. Stealth, that's one of my expertise, right? Let me look at my page. Oh, thank God. Cool. So 10 plus 7, 17.
17? Okay, yeah, you sneak past. Sally yells, "Dovan, what the hell is going on in my pie room? What have you done?"
He's only gonna say Millie and just keep walking.
She says, "Where is Millie?" Like Millie's hanging onto the back of his shirt or something.
She turns around and like crawling around to the side of the.
Yeah. She said, "Where the hell? Why would she open that chest?" And she start like trying to herd the frogs back into the room. But she's very distracted at the moment.
As Doman's leaving, he's gonna say, "Thanks for the pies." Just kind of keep walking to the carriages.
This is unbearable.
Millie's just
When I get to the
what the hell keeps it
when we,
full of stuff?
right, hey guys, I think we should go.
I may or may not have burned some bridges here.
I'm never coming back.
Oh my god! I'm so glad I
They had a chest full of frogs, though. Is that interesting to you, Sona? Because I think there were more frogs than chest room.
Wait, a chest full of frogs?
So many frogs. Who the hell?
You can see frogs still pouring out of the windmill door.
Oh my. Kind of feels like that chest might come in handy at some point.
It seems like these people might be more than we thought, and I really don't want to find out.
Maybe that's their secret ingredient of their meat pie.
Well, you've heard legends, right? What do witches do? They have frogs.
Dove, when you start thinking about the weird tasting meat you're eating right now in that pie.
He'll probably pause for a second, and then knowing how good it tastes, just keep going. kind of think it over, and they're like, meh.
Sorry, as you guys were saying, I just want to throw that
Millie
in
is
there.
now thoroughly convinced that like the classic fairy tale type witches live there,
Okay.
regardless of what the actual situation may be. You could just be nice people. I don't fucking know.
I'm so glad you opened that specific chest. It's my favorite one.
It's a good chest. Like I've had some weird stuff pop out of a chest, but frogs is up there.
I can just imagine Millie just like deer in the headlights as soon as all these frogs start pouring out. Just right, you would have been like tackled by the wave of frogs.
Just crawl out of them.
And then you just see Dovan with pies in his arms trying to leave.
Freaking Wicked's probably in a fight with a frog that managed to get into my pocket.
Yeah. Find a random frog in your pocket later on, yeah. Good God.
All right, Kupalaki.
You hear, oh my. And the cart turns around, they start leaving without you guys.
Yeah, hopping on that pony and going. Go, go. We don't have time to work on your name right now.
Oh. Okay, so you guys will hop on your mounts and run away from the trouble that Millie has once again caused.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these troublemaking halflings.
That padlock was just so shiny. I knew it might be a red herring. I knew it. But it was so shiny.
It was so worth it. Oh, it was so worth it, though. You know it was.
Never going back there unless I'm disguised.
There's not a whole lot of short people around here, so, you know, better be a good disguise. Involves stilts.
I could just dress up like Sana.
Hey,
Also true.
you're gonna ruin my name too.
All right. So yeah, you guys leave on. And you kind of do that thing where you're like dozing off while riding your mounts. And eventually, Marie would pop her head out. If you would all rather ride in the carriage rather than ride on the horses, you're more than welcome. There's plenty of room.
Sid's like, yeah, I'm getting a little sore. I think I'll go in the carriage for a while.
Okay, so
Daffodil would feel offended.
what about the other two of you?
I'd stay on the ram, eating my pies.
Your pies are thoroughly gone by now. You've eaten through them all.
Either way, I'd still stay on the ram.
What about Sana? Staying on the ram?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so only Sid gets and like the servant stops the cart and ties the horse to the carriage. I mean, and Sid, you climb in and you walk in. You see Kirill is like laying in the middle part, just like passed out sleeping.
Okay.
And V is just talking nonsense as he does. You know, those old man things like, this one time I saw a tree and it looked just like the face of, what was his name? Those kinds of things. But Marie's wide awake. Do you fall asleep right away or do you sit and talk with Marie for a little bit? 'Cause she would be asking you questions, something along the lines of, so you're part of the aristocracy. How do you feel about that?
She'd be like, I'm still taking it all in. It's all pretty crazy to me.
I understand. It can be quite daunting or overwhelming. No?
Yes, very.
Don't let it trouble you too much. As long as you're in Barovia, there's really no responsibilities with it. You just have the name for now.
Okay.
So, you know, if you ever make it out of Barovia, you simply have to go to Ravenloft, find Mordenheim and inform him that you are his great niece, and you will, with that piece of paper you have in your pocket there, you'll be able to prove it and stake a claim to the family. As I understand, they don't particularly have fortunes, but the Baron himself has many patents on inventions.
Do you know what kind?
Not in some time. Mostly, he was using his science and technology to bring his wife back from the brink of death. The poor dear.
What?
Other than
Really?
that,
You're
yeah,
outside, aren't you? Yeah.
What's that? Hold on.
Do I hear that?
Sound correctly. Okay, I missed something, but it's okay.
Yeah, Sana brings up a good point. How much of the conversation would we be able to hear from outside the cart?
From outside the carriage, between the animals making their noises, the whale rolling on the cobblestone, you can kind of hear a low murmuring, mostly.
Do I hear that last bit?
Roll a perception check
Okay.
for hearing.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah, go ahead if you want to. Anyone that wants to.
Yeah, Dovan doesn't care.
I got 18.
This is the coolest number to roll ever as a halfling. I got a 1, so I get to roll again.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, you can both pretty vividly hear this conversation. Dovan just hears murmuring. He's thinking about pie and wine.
I like.
And pie wine. And wine pie.
I quickly burst into the carriage and ask him to repeat what he just said.
It's Marie.
Yeah. Ask her what to repeat what she just said.
You startle her when you swing the door open because you're still on the ram.
Yeah.
Because everything's still moving.
Yeah.
She says, which part, my dear?
The last thing you said, the thing about keeping somebody alive or bringing them back, or I didn't
yes, Cydia's great uncle, it seems, had his wife became very ill, some sort of family curse, apparently, and the Baron himself is an inventor, and he's been trying to invent a way to keep her alive for as long as possible, trying to bring her back from her ill state.
Well, we should definitely swing in and meet them.
You would have to escape Barovia first, and
of Barovia?
You have to escape the mists and travel Greater Ravenloft.
Damn.
Yes. Well, I'm sure if you help Strahd battle these ancient gods, or the ancient ones, whatever he calls them nowadays, you should be able to see the Greater Ravenloft area.
Let's hope. I close the door again.
Millie will just kind of look at Sana when she comes back. You okay there? You look a little, I guess, paler than before.
I just thought I heard something that might help me with my goal. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
I can understand that.
Dovan's going to kind of just burst and be like, I forgot my stink bottle.
Oh, no.
Looking all sad. Again.
A new one.
Dovan's having a bad day.
Very quickly.
Right? Loses gold, loses his stink.
More. Of both, I guess.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, you can make more stink and gold.
Yeah.
You just gotta work on
After
it.
hearing that, he kind of gets a little smile. I'll drink to that.
I throw some mud at him. Don't ask me where I got the mud from.
I wonder what would happen if we told them that alcoholics tend to stink after they stop drinking.
Oh,
You pick and choose.
Okay. Why don't we take a short break real quick? Come back at 8:30.
8:30.
It's a little bit of a longer break, but it's all right. Do what you gotta do. Grab food, grab drinks, go to the bathroom, whatever.
I'm gonna make a sandwich.
Come back and go back at this for another hour or so. So,
Okay.
all right. See you guys in a minute.
looks entertaining.
Hold on here. Do this so you guys can read it real quick. The Mordenheim family.
Neat.
Yeah. Third edition book, but that's Sid's family.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I picked it up at the local game shop yesterday. Or the other day.
Nice.
So everybody's back, right?
I think we're still waiting on Mikkel.
I have not.
There's that pretty mug.
I want to click on this link real quick. See what Janna did. I need permission.
I'll just put it. I'm gonna put it on Imager right now. So just wait. I don't know why it didn't work properly.
That's just rude. I love your hat, Matt. It's lovely. I was gonna wear one today. I really was, and then I forgot.
Aw. That ram is very sweaty.
That poor Ram.
Not sweaty.
I know, he's
That's lovely. I love it.
Best I can do with just a finger and a phone, but I had to capture it.
It's good. I like Dovan's little hairs.
I didn't know what his hair looked like, or if he had hair.
I picture him with like out hair.
So have I.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. I had a picture of him. I'll have to see. But I'll find that out for next session.
Sorry, I'm just trying to pick a spot to put her house. And I found it. Okay, so Sid, eventually you doze off.
Mm-hmm.
And when you wake up, it's because Marie is shaking your knee and waking you up.
Okay, she's like, oh, what's going on?
Kareel's no longer on the floor. She says, we're at my home. If you would like to come inside and sleep, rather than sleep in this carriage all night, it gets quite chilly.
Oh, yes, that'd be amazing.
Okay, you open the door, and the other three of you have seen this already because you approached it on Mount. It is a large, sprawling manor, about 100 or so feet in length, 50 or so feet in width. It's 3 stories tall. It's fairly sized. The Thornfellows seem to do well.
Cool.
Sitting directly behind it is this large pond. You seem to be somewhere in the middle of town. You have the town all surrounding you. The walls off in the distance. She invites you in, and it's all warmly lit. It's all lit by gaslight rather than like torches, like Strahd's castle was. There's it's actually some form of carpeting. It's all this red carpeting through the whole place, and you can see the wooden boards all up, but they're painted over with a white color. Very expensive, fancy oak and mahogany furniture everywhere. She takes you guys upstairs to the second floor. I keep saying a lot. I know. I'm sorry. But she says, "There's a room for each of you. Just find somewhere. My children no longer live with us."
Okay, so yeah, Sid just finds whatever room. She's not picky. She's more exhausted than anything.
The first door you open is a closet.
I don't think Sid wants to sleep in a closet.
So you close that door and move to the next one. It's this big open room with the bed is covered in reds and has like that white veil around it, and it's all super fancy. There's no what's it called, fireplace in this room like there was at Strahd's place, but there's a big table again with 4 chairs around it, a little nook in the window, some books underneath the bench. And every room is kind of set up this way except for the master room.
Okay,
Well,
seems like a nice spot.
There's some sort of bathroom directly adjacent.
Okay.
Basically everything you want in here.
Cool. Yeah, Sid's just gonna pass out in here.
Let's say Sid's probably just ready for that bed.
Oh, yeah.
But the rest of you, you've been riding all night. Like all night.
Staying Dovan's just gonna go find some bed to plop on, go to sleep.
Okay. I'm assuming you're all
half-heartedly keep an eye open for Shinies on her way to her room. She is tired.
I want to make sure that that kicker is like kept somewhere safe. There's like a stable or something.
That what?
Somewhere the kicker will be able to like stay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm chewing on microphone, but But yeah, you guys with the mounts would have been led over to the stables, where they would have put your horses in, or sorry, the horse, the pony, and the goats or rams in the pens.
Okay.
They're safe and warm and have hay and oats to eat, but they all just like kneel down and go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just head to my room then.
Okay. Yeah, and when you get in there, there's no particular room that's yours. And they just say, pick a room, go sleep in it. You know?
Okay, I'm going to look through a few different rooms.
They're all pretty much exactly the same. Some of them, like a bookshelf that's over there is on a different wall, or like the table's in a different spot than the last room, stuff like that. But they're all pretty much exactly the same.
All right, I'll just pick one then.
Okay.
What do have a serve sign on the door?
Okay, so you guys all go to bed and wake up the next day in a much more pleasant scene than you did the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys kind of do when you wake up here?
Sid wakes up nice and refreshed. She's happy she didn't have any nightmares. Gets dressed, has a bath, whatever, and goes down to meet everyone else a lot more freshened up.
Yeah, I just want to say you didn't have any nightmares because the DM forgot.
Nice.
Let's retcon, redo it. No.
Sid needs a break.
Yeah, Sid needs a breather for a day.
Yeah.
I will allow it.
I'm probably gonna spend most of the night trying to learn those necromancy spells from that leather book I got.
Okay, so you just spend the day studying your book, relaxing. Because all your characters could probably use a little bit of R&R at this point. You were just in a very stressful situation, even though they made it as pleasant as they could. You were still in the lair of a vampire, you know. So that would have weighed on your minds pretty much the whole time you guys were there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Except for Millie. Millie doesn't have a fucking clue.
I think I had a pretty okay time.
I mean, you made out like a bandit. You didn't make a bunch of gold. I mean, you lost one. Or you didn't lose one to Sid at all, did you? That was everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remind Dovan. Still sad.
So yeah, you guys do wake up to the smell of bacon and eggs and freshly baked
Dovan's
bread.
immediately up then, going to breakfast.
Just up in charge.
Yep.
Like knocking tables over along the way because you're still half asleep and can't find your way through this new hallway.
Opening doors that he shouldn't be, going in the wrong rooms, whenever he can to find the bacon.
Actually peeping on one of the servants changing and you close the door, not even caring, keep looking for food.
I could have seen someone get murdered and wouldn't even cared.
Food's involved. You haven't ate since yesterday. Oh shit, you really haven't since the pies. Yep. So the rest of you,
Definitely,
what's up?
definitely look for food with Dovan.
Okay. Yeah, you just follow him as he charges like a bull through a china shop. Eventually downstairs, you guys do find the dining room with just Marie sitting in there with V. V is just talking and she's laughing and eating, and there's a couple servants sitting down and eating. The only reason you can tell they're servants is by the way they're dressed. They all have this kind of a deep red suit. It's kind of a uniform. You know what I mean? They're all kind of dressed the same. So, but they're sitting down and eating as well, right alongside Marie here.
I'll
Which is
probably pull up to V. Sit down next to him. Kind of like ask like, any luck remembering anything?
Nope, still can't find my mind.
Oh, that's too bad. So you still
Yes.
don't know how you're walking around then, eh?
No clue. I really must find that darn thing. I feel like if I just go to the right place, I will be able to remember. Oh well.
Is there anything else I can do to jog your memory? I put like a silver piece on the table.
He goes, I don't know what you're trying to bribe out of me, but no. And then he takes the silver.
Oh, no. That's not how that works. All right, I kind of just sit there defeated.
This has not been a good week for you financially.
No.
I'm assuming Dovan's just digging into whatever food there is.
Whatever they put in front of him.
Okay.
So hopefully they don't. I was about to say, so hopefully there's not a stray cat anywhere, because he would dig into that.
There's no stray cats, but there's a couple house cats.
Yeah, keep them off the table.
Millie?
Just food for now. Just food.
Yeah, same for Sid. She's just having a little breakfast.
Okay.
She's in a better mood today.
And Marie would notice and say, Marie, our sauna. Not sauna. Yeah, it's been a long week, guys. I started a new job. I'm really tired. Cydia, you seem to be in much better spirits today.
Yes, well, I've had time to just think about things and, just accept that I was adopted and have these
Well,
parents.
that can't be all bad. For your parents to adopt you, they must have truly loved you.
Yes, yeah, that's true. That's a good way to look at it.
Yes. And I'm sure you have siblings back where you came from that love you as well.
So Sid kind of like scrunches up her nose and just like, I have an older sister.
Yeah, what's she like? Is she like you? Brave and intelligent and confident and all that?
No.
I don't know so much about the confident, but the rest of it.
No, pretty much the opposite.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Weren't you all looking for a friend?
A friend?
Yeah, I figured we could get to that after.
Oh, Arena. Yes, we'll definitely go see her soon.
Although I don't know where they're staying. Did they say anything about that?
They said that they're in the second tavern to the left.
Thought it was first tavern on the right.
I'm pretty sure it was the second tavern on the left.
It's probably just called Ratsbane.
Sorry, this plum is so good. Thought thought I had a minute there.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, if they're staying at any inn here, if they're of any kind of class, it will be at the Blue Water Inn. It's just down the street, actually.
So if they're not classy,
If they're not so classy, they can find the Hag's Mead. That's towards the gate we came through last night. You all remember, right? She nods at you three.
That sounds familiar.
someone probably went somewhere for cheap booze.
I don't know about cheap booze, but I know they have terrible ale.
Hmm. Let's go.
She says, wait, finish your breakfast. No, slow down, Dovan. You don't want to get the hiccups.
Doesn't even phase him, just keeps going, pounding it down. Starts to hiccup a little bit, ignores it.
Roll a Constitution, see if you get hiccups.
I was going to say roll Constitution, see if you get hiccups.
Will do. I rolled a 19 on the die, so...
No, you don't have the hiccups. You kind of let one out, and then you burp, and then it's gone.
Dovan has experience putting down food. He'll be fine.
Dova's gonna have a gut if we don't get into combat soon. Work some of this.
Say he needs to work some of this out.
I'm not going to lie, you guys were supposed to a while ago, but it just didn't happen, but it's okay.
We should find some more rats to kill.
There you go.
I have a vendetta against rats.
I don't know how good Sana's going to be against them, but they're there.
I've learned some new spells that will specifically help me deal with rats.
This is how you turn a character into a professional exterminator with spells. So, Millie, we got to have a serious talk. There's lots of shiny shit here.
Oh god, how much shiny shit? All the shiny shit.
Just everything you can think of, there's a shiny version here somewhere.
Oh dear.
Specifically, you passed a silver apple sitting on a table while you were walking into this room. In a bowl of like glass fruit, there's a silver apple sitting on top.
Yeah, she definitely
I
has.
have to say,
Definitely has her eye on that one.
say knowing Millie, I assume Dovan would kind of give Millie the look as seeing if she wants to do anything and whether or not needs Dovan's help.
Millie is combating.
Noticing all the shiny things.
Rule face.
There's golden candlesticks all over. There's odd bags sitting on top of tables. There's drawers everywhere that you could snoop in. There's a lot of shiny shit in here. I didn't want to bring it up because I know Millie would probably want to steal it, but I felt like it's my responsibility to inform you.
She won't do it right in front of the person who owns the house, but she's definitely taking a good eyeful of all these things. While
So you're
eating.
just sitting there with the head on a swivel, just looking at everything. Like even the drawer handles.
Merchants, should I get the chance to take them?
Even the drawer handles are made out of either silver or gold.
Oh dear. Maybe when we leave.
So, before you guys do leave, Marie would say, Cydia, would you like to talk a bit about your family? They have a bit of a unfortunate past.
Well, yeah, I definitely want to know.
Baron Mordenheim is an absolute leader of invention in all of the realms. He's absolutely an amazing inventor, or was in his time before his wife fell ill. You see, his wife Elise was barren and could not have any children of her own. So for a long time, Baron Mordenheim, your great uncle, studied for a long time on how to make a son of sorts. Uh, Eventually, being fed up with, you see, he didn't believe in the gods, but he believed that there was some form of powers keeping him and his wife from having children. And he, one night, went to the graveyard and stole body parts and put them together. And through the power of his inventions, which I've never really understood. By the way, we call him Baron. That's not his name. His name is Victor. Your uncle, Victor Mordenheim. But anyway, he brought to life a creature called Adam with the help of these powers he didn't even believe in. And from that moment on, your family has been cursed. You see, Adam became greatly in love with Elise from the very first moment that he seen her. He regarded her as a mother. He loved her as a mother, is what I mean to say. And he saw Victor as a father. And Victor treated him as such. Often taught him how to use his inventions and had him help in the lab. But for some reason, Elise just never actually liked Adam. One day they found a small child named Eva. They adopted this girl. She was abandoned by her parents, found in the woods by Adam. Adam brought. And Adam grew fond of Eva as she grew older. And a sort of taboo love came out of this. Well, Elise became erratic with her hatred for Adam. And one day Adam decided that he was going to steal Eva away. And when Elise caught him, she attacked him. And Adam attacked back, eventually dropping Eva out of a great tower where she fell to her death. And then he strangled Elise to death. Before Victor could find anything, Adam was already gone and has been gone since. This is why they've never had children, between Elise being ill and being cursed by the gods. You see, Elise wasn't fully strangled to death. She was brought near death. And then the gods saw fit to keep her ill. And ever since, Victor has been trying to invent something to bring her out of this illness, this coma state. So if you do find your great uncle, he may be a bit more disheveled. But his family does still claim a stake at aristocracy, at the higher class, at the highborn. One of us.
So Sid's kind of like nodding along with great interest, especially at the mention of the fact that her great uncle could take body parts and create like a living thing out of it, because that's very relevant to her interests and her strange like occult fascination with, you know, death and monsters and things. So she's like very interested, and she's even like pulled out a notepad to start taking notes as Marie is telling her this story. And she's like, "Oh, well, I have to find him. That's an amazing story. I'd love to meet him."
Do I hear any of this? Sorry.
Yeah, Shanna could hear all of it if she stayed in the room.
Okay. So when I hear her say the name Victor, I like turn to V the skeleton and just kind of like look at him, like waiting to see if he like remembers if his name is Victor.
He's just looking up at stuff. He's not even paying attention.
At least I'm pretty sure it's Victor.
Yeah, anyone that stayed in the room heard this story.
Yeah, I'm also very interested in the fact that they brought somebody to life with body parts. So I'm quite intrigued as well.
And if you ask her, she says,
Really
I'm
has just in so far that it's an interesting story. That's about it.
right. What about Dovan? Can you hear over the sound of chewing?
Yeah, but he kind of just every once in a while will chime in and just be like, if it's dead, it should stay dead. But then just keeps eating, not really caring what we're talking about.
How does Sana react to that comment, being a necromancer?
Not a big fan. Not a big fan. I believe that death isn't the end.
Yeah, the rest of you,
Dovan does not care at all what Sana thinks.
the rest of you, maybe Dovan doesn't know. The rest of you do know the tragic story behind Sana's fiance.
I don't know if I would have told them.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. That is up to Sana. I lied.
It's one of the reasons I was asking Sana how she was earlier, because I didn't know the story.
Yeah, because I feel like it's kind of a taboo trying to bring somebody back to life. So like
Yeah, even Strahd said it was, still a taboo necromancy.
Yeah, so I'm still sort of trying to keep it a secret. Yeah.
Okay.
My interests are pretty obvious. So.
Okay, so you're just sitting there kind of steaming to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the only person you've talked about the necromantic arts to is Strahd himself.
Strahd and that witch that we ran into at the very first campaign.
Oh, Madam Eva?
Yeah, I kind of asked her about bringing people back to life, so.
That's right. I remember. Okay. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the history of your family. Cydia. I thought that was
Okay.
kind of perfect.
Yep, Sid's very interested in that.
Okay. So yeah, as she would say, as far as your father, apparently Victor's brother, what did I say his name was? Godric, and his wife Arena had
Those were the godparents, right?
those are your grandparents.
Right. Nimir was the father, right?
Nimir is your father, yes. It's their son. Their only son. Which does give you direct rights and heritage to the Mornheim family name. Should you claim it. Yeah, so Madam Eva, or not Madam Eva, Maria would also say, if you wish to find your true mother, you would have to ask Nimir. He should be somewhere. I don't believe he's beyond the mists at the moment.
Do you know what he looks like so I could, try to track him down?
He kind of, from my understanding, he's very handsome.
I mean, I guess he looks like me, right?
Slightly, yes, but less pale.
Yeah.
He has your same dark hair, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't exactly have a picture, but from my sources tell me he's very handsome. In fact, the women were very infatuated with him.
Huh.
I had to kind of snap them out of it before he made you some siblings.
All right, I got a hot dad, guys.
Good job.
Congratulations, that's a great life achievement.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of a gender bent version of Stacy's mom now.
He's a DILF.
Come on.
That's weird for Sid to say, but all right.
Sid's not saying that.
Sid's running around saying, "My dad's a dill."
What is happening? This group. But yeah, she says, I will try to find you a picture of him. if I ask around, we should be able to find one by the end of the day, in fact.
Oh, okay. Then we'll definitely come back.
He may not be alive, though. I understand he was married to a woman here at the time, but they never had any children. Supposedly she killed him, but we don't quite know yet.
Do you know that woman's name?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
That's, again, something we would have to look into.
Okay. Well, pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah. Some significant breadcrumbs, anyway. Is there anything I can help you all with before you go on your way for the day? You are welcome here to stay here for free every night you wish, especially if you come with Zydia.
Are there any stores around? You know, ones that aren't overly priced.
1 second. I should have looked ahead. I should have known this was coming up.
That's fine.
Speaking of which, how good are you at spreading rumors?
I do not particularly like rumors. We could do it quite efficiently for quite a handsome price, but I do not like spreading false information that only leads to more false information reaching my ears.
Fair enough.
Are you thinking about starting a bad rumor about that other store?
No, of course not.
I mean,
Are you talking about the store in Barovia?
wouldn't be a false rumor.
That man is so greedy.
Oh, tell me about it.
I also have it on good authority that he sleeps with goats.
Oh, I heard that.
Interesting. Is this one of those rumors you were speaking of?
Yeah, but it's not a false one. It's that good authority.
The only place where you'd be able to acquire things like you would in the store is to order it over at the Blue Water Inn itself, actually. It seems to be the only place in town right now. Things open and close so quickly here. It's a constantly turning environment. There's Marie's Fabrics, where they sell. That's my store. We sell cloaks and rugs and carpeting, and
Oh, I'd love
basically, if it's fabric, we sell it.
that. Fantastic. Maybe I'll swing by.
Yes, you should. We have a sheep farm out west, so we have quite a bit of fabric.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go visit that store later once we find Arena or do whatever else.
She writes down on a piece of paper and hands it to you. You look down at it. It says, 4 cloaks, 1 for each of these people.
Nice.
Oh. Allies getting you free shit. There's a significant wine storage, but I don't think we're allowed in there anymore. It's not for the public. There's a few things around town. You just have to wander.
Why is the wine place not open?
It's kind of a middle ground. It's more of a warehouse. They distribute to the inns or the taverns or some of the general stores.
You know if they're hiring?
If they're hiring, that is a strange question for you. And now I have the hiccups. See what you did, Dovan.
Ha
You're gonna roll a good constitution.
So much for the sniffle stick. Now we got a hiccup stick too. Hiccup havoc. Sorry. How to Train Your Dragon. Blah blah blah. Anyway, she says you could go there and ask the guards. That's about all. I don't have too much information on the storehouse. I don't partake in wine particularly too much.
Okay, that's fair.
Except for at the Outsiders dinners.
Hmm.
Dovan kind of looks at her ashamed. Just why?
Did he ask her why?
No, he's just thinking to himself.
Gotcha. So yeah, eventually you guys eat and head on your way. Should ask you too. Would you rather take a carriage to wherever you're going, or would you like to walk? If you walk, you'll be able to see more.
If you walk.
What's that?
Millie was agreeing, essentially. It's easier to find things if we walk.
I'll walk.
Yeah, Dovan's down to walk.
Yeah, I'm assuming City is following along too.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, flip back over a map here. So she'll give you directions. Walk out to the road, follow it left. When you come to the end of the road, it'll cross. There'll be the main crossing road, the main road. Take a right there, and you can't miss it. So you take a right, and you walk, and you see a big sign that says Blue Water Inn. It's got a picture of waves on it. Walking through the front door, to your left, there is a table for 2. There's also a table for 6. Directly in front of you, there's 2 round tables with 6 chairs around it. To the right, there's 2 tables that are set for 2 people, and another 6 or 7 person table, as well as a bar off to the far across on the other side of the round tables, with kegs and casks of wine and stuff like that. There's also a set of stairs off to your right going upstairs. I don't know if you guys caught all that.
Some of it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Alrighty.
There is a few people in here. It's somewhere around probably 10 o'clock in the morning or so.
We might as well just ask the proprietor if he saw them or not.
I'm just gonna go upstairs right away.
Okay, so Sana's traveling upstairs. Okay, so who goes up and asks the proprietor or bartender, whatever you want to call this person today?
Alright, I'll go talk to Bojack.
Bojack. Talk to this guy, and he says, what can I help you with? A bit early to be drinking for a child, isn't it?
We'll let that one slide. Looking for a couple people who hopefully showed up here last night.
Well, what do they look like? I can tell you.
Millie will describe Irina in a somewhat favorable light, and what's his name? I forget it all of a sudden.
Ismark?
Bismarck in a less favorable light.
I say, no, I can't say I remember anyone like that.
Are we at the nicer place right now?
Yeah, you're at the nicer place right now.
I figured that drunk wanted to go to the cheaper place.
There's only like there's one tavern other than here that's a bit seedy, but I don't see anybody staying the night there. I don't think they even have rooms unless you slept at the counter. Which this lady sounds like she would have not have, I mean, she sounds like a tough.
He wouldn't have.
She sounds like she would have been a tough little thing. Is she Valaki, Barovian, a short person like you, Elvish, something like that?
Barovian by adoption.
What's that?
Pretty sure she's adopted.
Barovian by adoption. So Valaki or Visanti? Sorry. All these V's gets me all confused. Well, I haven't seen anyone by that description. You sure she made it here?
No?
You may want to check on the road. Check the ditches. I haven't seen anyone.
Thanks for your
switch over to Sana. You're upstairs. What are you doing, Sana?
What do I see upstairs?
Hmm?
What do I see upstairs?
Okay, so you travel up the stairs. And what happens is it's like a loft. It's not really like upstairs. There's a loft. You follow it around, and it goes. There's a door that leads to the back area, and you go in there, and it seems like there's like a. You open the first door on your right, and there's 2 beds in that room. So you go back out. You walk over to where the stairs end. You open that, and it seems to be some kind of big master room. Probably the person that owns this is their room where they sleep or whatever. Head back down. There's stairs that go downstairs on the very end. Or sorry, no, they go upstairs at the very end. And it goes up to the last room, and it's some kind of storage room. It's kind of chilly up here. There's couple bales of hay, a couple barrels. Nothing really important.
Can I search the owner's room?
Yeah, sure. You head back downstairs and search the owner's room. There's also like 2 end tables and like a desk sitting there, as well as a fireplace on the far on the wall to your right.
Okay. I'll check the desk, I guess, first.
Okay. On top of it, you just find like their ledger, comings and goings, what they sold, profits, blah 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 blah, all that boring accountant stuff.
Okay,
In the drawers, you find a couple bottles of ink that are high quality inks,
Ooh,
as well as a couple.
I'll take those.
You take a couple of those.
I can take one of the inks.
One of the inks, okay. So just add 1 high quality ink to your inventory, as well as a couple quills, couple odd books. Nothing really interesting. A lot of the inner workings of the mechanical man. Ancient history of profitable soil. Which grapes to grow and when. Stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave that stuff there. Can I check the rest of the room? See if there's anything?
Yeah, you can check the other room. By the way, you're exposed to all the patrons. They can all see you walking across this balcony area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I roll a stealth to try and sneak?
Go ahead and roll stealth. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So 15.
What's that? 15? Yeah. Nobody sees you. They're all. If they're there, they're either eating or drinking.
I'll let you out.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm gonna check out that other room.
There's a couple child-sized beds in here as well as a chest. If you go through the chest, it's mostly just children's clothes.
Okay.
All in all, it's been pretty boring up here.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing. Okay.
So you head back down, and I'm sure Millie tells you no luck. No
Well,
more.
did you find anything fun up there?
I found some children's clothes. You want to go dress up as little kids?
We might be able to get different information if we did that.
Good work.
But then we'd have to get back up there again.
That's true. Whatever.
If we need children's clothes, we could just pick them up at the fabric place. They like us, apparently.
Or we could just mug some children. Whatever's more convenient. Whatever.
You got to some dark places, Sana.
This place.
Blame it on Barovia.
Well, I suggest we check the cheap inn.
Oh, I already forgot what I called it. I should have wrote it down. Was it like the Hag's Word or something like that? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Shadier places are kind of my jam anyway. Or like give me information there.
Okay, I wrote it down as Hag's Wort, so it's Hag's Wort. I don't care what I said earlier in the video. Fight me. So you guys want to go to the Hag's Wort then?
Sure.
Fighting Irish. Okay. So yeah, you guys go and you head straight back on the road. You turn left because I told you to go in the gate you came in. You guys would know which gate it was. Look all the way in. Right next to the gate is a sign of a big toe with a wart on it.
Ugh.
It's a gross cartoonish foot picture. It's got like pus.
All counting for taste.
You guys go in, and it's definitely way seedier. Or no, it's really not. The boards are a little more creaky. The chairs, a couple of chairs are broken, but overall, this place is a hell of a lot better than the one you guys went to, the Blood on the Vine Tavern. You guys enjoy this place a little bit more. And there's a big, gruff woman standing behind the counter here.
Dovan, it looks just like your type.
Yeah, this is all you, Millie. Kind of pats you, pushes you forward.
Oh, damn, it's her. Fine.
She leans over the table. She's not looking at Millie. She's looking straight at Dovan and says, "What do you want there, cutie?"
I might be sick, but I'm gonna describe what Ismark, whatever, looks like. Just him. I didn't really pay attention to Arena. Saying that we're looking for him.
She said, "I ain't seen nobody like that. You don't sound as cute as you anyway. What you want with someone like that?"
He's owes me money. So, yeah. Haven't seen anyone like that. Probably would have frequented the bar, been sitting over here all night. No one can remember anybody.
She thinks, "White hair, pale man, you say?" I haven't seen anything like that. We get a lot of the Visante people. They come in and out and in and out and in and out. Talking about new outsiders.
Hey, well, sounds good. Kind of turned to everyone else. Not here. Let's go. Really creeped out by this lady.
Just come back real soon, cutie. Like blows you a kiss.
Oh god, kind of
With
under
her
his breath.
hairy
This is why I
knuckles.
have my stink. This is what stench prevents.
You don't know what to do without your stench defense. She says, "Maybe don't take so
So where
many
to
baths
next?
next time, cutie."
Yeah, it was against my will.
There's no defenses.
She pulls you in real close before you can leave, and you can smell her rotten fish morning breath. She says, "Yeah, I don't like him either."
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Dolan's gonna wait outside. Just gonna walk away.
Once again, she said, "Come back real soon."
I think that's the first time I've ever seen Dovan that flustered. I think he likes you.
Oh, good to
I'll
know.
walk out.
You make sure he comes back here real soon, little one. I had to.
Meanest thing Millie's ever done to Dolan is right there.
She stabbed you in the foot the first episode.
He can deal with that, but now he's gonna have some weird stalker lady.
Every once in a while from now on, you're going to look and she's going to be leaning around a tree staring at you.
Magically, I'm just gonna get some letter with her stench on it, some poem.
I love how you guys have so much more problems with the NPCs than the main villain of this campaign.
So when the letter's gonna be like, "Do you like me? YN."
The little squares.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty.
Check one.
Yeah. Little,
No, it's not even say yes or no. It's going to be yes and really yes.
Yeah.
Go check the road. They might not have made it here. May have been eaten by wolves.
Yeah, let's go. If anyone else agrees. Dovan just kind of wants to get away from this tavern. he can deal with any sort of monsters that are out there.
All right, I think we're going to call it right there, guys, and pick up from there tomorrow on that wonderful note. Or not tomorrow, next week. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm so out of it this week. I'm so sorry, guys.
Are you going to explain why Sid isn't going to be there?
Oh, sorry, yeah. So, Sid will not be joining us next week because next week, Janna will be celebrating her 30th birthday, was it?
Yep. Yes, it is.
3-0.
Yeah, the big one.
So, happy birthday, Sid.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. I like the enthusiasm there.
That was
It's real Dovan. Happy
the
birthday.
most moving performance I've heard in my entire life.
It's Dovan just being sad from losing his gold. It just goes to me, just
Fair enough.
His stench and his gold and his wine, it's all gone.
Well, Zach
This is a
had
bad day for Dovan.
to be able to stay at that lady's house again, and I'm like, man, I can't steal until the last time I'm at their house.
So yeah, I hope you have a fun birthday, Janna.
Thank you.
Everybody that watches this should comment happy birthday, even though this probably won't be watched for like 6 months by most people.
Well, they're missing out.
So again, this has been session 5 of Curse on Dice, and we will be back next week. The majority of us, anyway. So bye, everybody.
Bye.